The planet Earth, motherfuckers. Planet Earth. Yeah, I spit when I talk. I fuck anything that walks. When I was little, I used to get so hungry I would throw fits. How you gonna breastfeed me, man? You ain't got no tits. Can't see the you can't see the top of the Sears demon, can you? This motherfucker right here trying to kill me. Trying to kill me in this motherfucker. Let me in, motherfucks. You piece of shits. They done fucked it. Look at all these motherfucking bashed in things. So, you know a motherfucker bashed his whole car right into that motherfucker. Look at that motherfucker. Bashed in. That one right there bashed in. Everything is bashed in. You see these tire... Look, let's just drive down to Chicago Street. And these are fairly new medians. They just built this motherfucker. Like, see, they're still building this motherfucking ramp up here. This used to be a hellhole. See all these tire marks and shit on the side? That's because motherfuckers bash their shit in every day. I almost died on this motherfucker. 290. Or what is it called? 9094? 90 goes to motherfucking Indiana. 94 goes to motherfucking Memphis. And this motherfucker's trying to get it. Look at this motherfucker in this fucking Ford F-150. See how he just did me like that? These motherfuckers don't know how to drive. He'd have wiped me off the road. He got double tires on the back of his shit. He don't give a fuck. I would have been over there some motherfucking where picking teeth out of my fucking mouth. He'd have been driving his way. Anyway, how's everybody fucking doing? It's rainy and gloomy, motherfuckers. Get used to it. We got 6 more motherfucking months of this shit. 6 more motherfucking months. You ain't gonna see the sun of motherfucking sometime, supposedly when the fucking earth, I'm not a flat earther, but when the fucking, so I guess what differentiates earth, or earth summer from winter is, we all know the earth is on a 66.6 degree tilt, or you could call it a 3.4 degree tilt. Because there's 90 degrees, right? So you could either call it 66.6 or 23.4, whichever you want. They went with 23.4. For some reason, they went with that. I don't know if you're measuring from the... I guess they decided to measure it from the South Pole, the angle. Because if you measured it from the north, any motherfucking way, and the motherfucker, it's like a top. Spinning like a top. And the axis stays like this, but it fucking goes in a swivel every 24,000 fucking years, they say. You believe this bullshit? This astronomical bullshit they talk about? Look at my hair. You believe this shit? You mean to tell me there's a glowing nuclear fucking ball? And I believe this shit. There is a sun. They used to think dragons drug it across the sky every day. And all kinds of myths and stories and whatnot. You know, old wives' tales. Now we call it gravity. The more mass something has, the more gravity it has. The more mass something has, the more it attracts other things. In all cases except fat women. They don't attract things more so than a skinny woman. But the bigger the sun is, the more gravity it has. The bigger the woman, the less gravity. Although she has more gravity in reality, but motherfuckers is now flocking to her. I couldn't even fuck a fat bitch. There's the Dearborn Projects. Rest in peace, my girl Carissa. See them Dearborns? Them are the Dearborns. I've been on the roast of them. I done partied on them. I done shot a fucking the only time I ever shot an AK-47 was off. You can't see the building. It's on State Street. I shot an AK-47 off of one of them buildings on 4th of July. I've been arrested in them. You know, you believe they actually in Chicago could arrest you for being in a project, which is a public housing? What coming to visit somebody, which I was, my girl Riri, who died because they had fucking asbestos in the walls. She got fucking cancer and died at age 30 fucking 4. I was like 25, and I was more like 23 when I was down there in them Dearborns. And before she died, these motherfuckers, I stopped hanging out down there because shit got really lawless, and the shorties were shooting people because the head guy went away and there was no more structure. There used to be a little bit of structure. These young boys, and it was her nephew who introduced these young boys into using her house as her project apartment as a safe house or a playhouse for them to do whatever they want. And she was like, y'all can't be in here like that. One day they hit her in the head with a brick, and she had a barrette. It looked like a barrette, and it was screwed in the side of her head. And she was a pretty girl, and she was a loving girl, and her husband was in prison. I took care of her. No, it wasn't like I'm taking her from her husband. No, I'm just watching out for her. He knew me before he went to jail. He introduced me to her. His name was Nut, and he caught a heroin case. He got caught with, I think, 340 blows, dime bag blows. Her house was the safe house back when shit was like structured. But when people went to jail, I remember one day I'm driving past the Dearborn projects in my car. I'm about to go say what's up to Riri, and I shit you not, they got the feds down here. Every 15 or 16 feet, they had a guy like in formation with an M16 across his chest, facing out, not facing in the projects, facing out. Therefore, nobody could come in. I said, I guess I'm not visiting her today. People were throwing their guns out the windows. All their dope was flying out the windows. And they had a crackdown. And they actually arrested a Chicago police officer lady who was fucking the head guy. She was like his baby mama. And she was CPD. And she had a fucking radio in the projects. So every time the police was going to come down there, they would just call popcorn, which meant clean up. It was the wildest, craziest project on the south side for a good 3 years. It held the title for the wildest. And then the shit just got wilder. But when she got hit in the head with that brick, I'm like, if they hit her in the head with a brick, and she's a pretty young, skinny woman who knows everybody, I don't like my odds. I didn't like my odds before she got hit with the head with a brick. I got stuck up down there. Somebody took a pop shot at me. Somebody stuck me up. I threw what I had in my pockets on the ground. I ran around the corner, and they fired 2 shots. They weren't trying to really hit me, but they were trying to put the fear of God in me. That was right about the time I stopped going down there because there was a lot more stick-ups. Like I said, the main dude had went to jail. Rest in peace. Her real name was Carissa. And, I met her downtown, and I was talking to her, and she was like, well, you know my husband Nut, right? She's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I know your husband Nut real well. Because me and him, blah, 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 blah. I used to have a car, and he didn't have a license, and he didn't have legit car and insurance. So I would take him over there to this truck stop, and he would throw not a briefcase, but like a Adidas gym bag or some shit. He would throw it in the trunk, and he would pay me for doing that. I think I'd get like $400 because nobody else wanted to ride around like that. It's a white and a black guy, and we had to bring it into the projects, and we had to get out with the bag and walk it into the building. He walked it into the building. Once he got out of my car with that bag, I said, I'm going to go park, and then I'm going to walk around the block, and I'll come knock on the door in 10 minutes, and we'll chop it up. We'll kick it. And that gives you enough time to go see whoever you got to go see. And all kinds of crazy shit we used to do. He went to jail, and I met up with Carissa, and she said, why don't you come on down for Thanksgiving? I'm having Thanksgiving dinner. And I went down there. We got drunk. We got high. I spent the night. I had a little broad with me that night. She spent the night. And it was good times, man. And the shit that fucked me up so bad was one day I had a lawsuit, right? and I needed a witness. So I'm going down looking for my boy Paul Burrows, who used to stay on 38th in Michigan. His mama, Dr. Margaret Burrows, she started the original DuSable Museum that I lived in on 3806 South Michigan. She was a saint, an angel as well. Rest in peace, Dr. Margaret Burrows. I'm looking for my boy Paul, but I can't find him. So I run into Nut. I say, Nut, you got to come downtown to because you was a witness, to be a witness on my lawsuit. You know, because he was there when the accident happened or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And so was Paul. And he said, you know what, Dave? My baby died. I said, what? No. How? He said, cancer, man. It got to her, and it just spread. I'm like, I know it was in them walls, man. That's why they renovated them projects, because they tore all that asbestos and all that. They used to make everything out of asbestos. Asbestos is a natural forming rock, but it's a weird rock. It's like I think if my memory serves me correct, it's a very porous rock, like some of them rocks that people use to like scrape their skin off of their feet or their ashy elbows or their knuckles. You know, just a hard, porous rock infused with soap. And they would use it for that, but not only would they use it for that, they would make textiles out of it. They would make tiles for floors out of it. Everything was made out of this shit. I mean, building equipment, material to build, wallpaper, drywall. Asbestos was in everything. Insulation. It was real prominent in insulation, and that's how a lot of people got sick, because insulation had them fibers. I think asbestos has it's fibrous, and it floats in the air and it gets in the lungs, and that's what happened, I think, to Riri. Of course, they remodeled them and they removed any trace of asbestos, so the city didn't have to pay millions of dollars, and that's why they tore down a lot of their Chicago projects. They said the Twin Towers were full of asbestos, and the bill to fucking remodel the Twin Towers was so astronomical. One conspiracy theorist said it would be better if they just blew them up or demolished them. So he went with the conspiracy theorist theory that they just blew them up so they can go to war and they can get double insurance claims on them, and they didn't have to clean them up or renovate them or blow them up and build something new and admit they fucked up, and then they'd have a million lawsuits for all the people that worked in those buildings and Twin Towers. They'd all have lawsuits on their hands. Not to mention, remember all the people that got sick who worked at Ground Zero? That was all asbestos in the air. Them buildings were packed with asbestos. All that dust, people were covered in white asbestos and asbestos products. So we got sirens. I don't know where I'm supposed to go, what I'm supposed to do. Look at a black Impala. I've been seeing him ride around, man. Black Impala. You would never even think that the police are so grimy. I'm getting out of Chicago. We're getting rid of that. I think we're gonna keep the place, the place by the river, but I'm not living there no more. I'm not living in Chicago, man. I'm moving out to the suburbs. I got to get my life together. Glory be to God. Jesus is King. God bless everybody out there. Everybody who's still rocking with me on this little tiny channel. God bless you. I'm sorry to all the alts that have David Welsh alts and they want me to do Manslave 4 and 5. Right now, I'm not in the mood of talking shit about another man. The man's got karma. He talks shit about my dead dog, but he's got karma coming his way. Vengeance be the Lord's. I might, for y'all, get pissed off and make a Manslave 4 just as a goof and make fun of him. But right now, I'm trying to be kind to people. People are going through a hard time with this pandemic and everything. People are having a rough time, man. Who am I to sit here and knock people down? I will talk shit, but it ain't going to be vicious. I'm not trying to viciously bring nobody down or be mean to nobody, man. Shout out my new homie Ross Dog. I've been talking to him. Hopefully he's a straight up guy. A lot of people tell me he's not and he's just going to be a fucking snake to me. Hopefully I can meet some decent people. Hopefully we can come together and make some money. All those people at RDA, my boy Bleachy even, Bleachy. I was there, I miss my friend Matt. I haven't talked to my friend Matt from Unbleached in a month or two. That was my friend. I talked to that man every Saturday. But he didn't take our friendship serious and neither did I. But now that I haven't talked to him, I'm like, man, we should have made that show better. We should have been more professional. And I should have helped him and guided him more. I hope he comes back to the internet. My boy HB wants to do a show. My other so-called was my friend Sam Hill, who won't even show his face, totally fucking backstabbed me. Fucking totally fucking showed that he's a hypocrite. And I treated him like a real friend. You shouldn't go on the internet looking for friends, but we're humans. And this is the new world. And this is a new way. People made friends over by having pen pals back in the day. People have used all forms of technology to make allies, friends, call it what you will. I want to start a show with HB, Hostbustwrs. I think he's an alright guy. But I haven't been talking to none of these people. Even Don A seems like a good guy. A lot of the shit he says. A lot of these people I meet are fairly level-headed. But there's a couple out there that are just total piece of shit scumbags. And Mersh was one of those people. You don't talk about a man, you don't do that, bro. And I'm against don't never talk about a man's dead mother. Ross Dog, y'all need to quit that shit. I'm not going to sit here and judge you and shit. I know you were doing it just as ammunition. But don't make a habit of it, man. Man, if motherfucker's mom died and you talk about my mama, bro, I might have to come see you in person, man. My dog died and somebody talked about it and I felt like seeing that person face to face. But I didn't. My cooler head prevailed. I've got kids. I can't be going to different states to fight people. I can't be fighting people here. I got to stay safe, healthy, kind, keep my faith in the Lord. That's all we got to do. That's all I got left, man. I'm not young no more, man. I'm not no young kid no more. Life in a way has felt like it passed me by. I'll be 35 next time I have a birthday, next July. Or 34, I'm sorry, but still. It don't get no easier, man. It don't seem like I'm going to get some miracle and get bailed out. I'm not going to win no lottery and get bailed out. I'm going to have to work hard and be a good, kind, honest Christian and be good to people for the remainder of my days. And I'm going to try to have to help people and I'm going to have to be kind, man. That's all there is to it. So everybody, God bless. This has been another heartfelt video. I don't make fucking fake videos. I might do humor, but the comedy scene's dead. You can't even joke about certain shit without nobody getting butthurt. So why don't I just keep it simple? Everybody, God bless, man. Glory be to God.